Hi everyone, can you hear me? Sorry about that. Something went wrong. I went live and then the stream just completely ended. So if you can tell me if you can hear me. I can see Karen and I can see Patty. Hi Mandy. Happy Easter. Yeah, it let me go live and then it cut me off. So I'm kind of watching two sets of comments at the moment. So I'm trying to read what everyone's saying. Karen's saying yes, loud and clear, brilliant. Mandy's saying loud and clear, that's great. Hi JD Cougar, hope you're okay. Hi Vicky. Hi Denise. Yes, can hear. Debbie's saying, Caroline's saying can hear. Charlotte, all looks and sounds great. Can hear in Kent. That's Corinne, is it? Corinne? Sorry, I'm rubbish with names. Yes, can hear. Okay, looks as though we're back on track. So basically, I honestly don't know what happened. I literally hit the live like I always do, but I've been watching the comments on my phone, and when I went to my channel, an advert came on. So I don't know whether YouTube thinks I was broadcasting something I shouldn't, and it shut me down. Literally, it went live and then shut me down. So I've had to just come back on again. So you should be able to see my labels and my little card that I did as a print and cut. I want to go back over Canva because I felt as though I didn't get through everything last week, and I think that there's more possibilities with Canva that we could explore. So while you're just looking at that, if you just give me a minute and let me see what's going on YouTube. Because I honestly don't know now whether this is recording or not, but I'm hoping it is. There's that many comments. I've got Switcher Studio is something that I use to operate all my different cameras and things, and it's had an update this week and it enables me to see comments. So I've got my phone on like I normally do, which is where I read my comments, and then I've also got comments whizzing through now on here. So I'm just going to go back and just make sure I've not missed anything before I switch over. So I can see Karen, Patty, Mandy, JD Cougar, Auntie Anne, Caroline, Debbie, Vicky, Mandy's saying I was trying to message you on the other session, but it wouldn't let me leave a comment. I think that's because it cut me off straight away, Mandy. Hi, Ted. Hope you're okay. Hope everyone's had a good week and a nice Easter weekend. So I'm just going to scroll right through to the end. Yes, can see that. You're back. I didn't take time to look at Canva this past week. Okay, can hear me, but not see you in Warrington. Can see and hear you clearly. Okay, right, so let's just kind of crack on and see what's happening. Hi Dawn from Louisiana, welcome. Hi Terry. Right, okay, so basically after last week's Canva, I can't remember when it was, but sometime in the week, I went back in and I created myself. Hi, Laura from Texas. I created myself some thank you stickers. So they incorporate arched text, or what we would call text on a path. in Canvas Workspace, although you don't have to create a path. Canva does it automatically for you. Obviously, they include a circular shape, they include a colour, and the little flower is all within Canva. So I'm going to briefly show you how I created those. I've printed them off on sticker paper. I've not cut them yet. That's why they're over on my other desk. Hi, Alison. So that's something that I want to have a look at. As I say, I've printed them. I just want to see if I can pick up the shape and cut them. But then the little card that you can see next to them, that's the shape of a cup, that's actually a card. And all that was all made in Canva using the images that are in this free program. So we were talking about it last week. So let me just flip over to Canva and then just let me look at the quick messages. So I've got Rita Retro. Sorry, I have not been able to join you for a long time due to bereavement and family illness. Oh, Leslie, hope you're okay. I looked at Canva and realised I had used it for some coursework a couple of years ago, then had a play with it. Brilliant. I love the teacup card. Well, we'll have a look at that, and that was really simple to do, Ted. Those labels are very cute, Mandy's saying. Yeah, see, I buy labels that say thank you on, because when people shop with me through my Stampin' Up shop each month, I always make them a handmade card. And if they use my host code, I'm able to send them like some little free gifts. And when I package them all up, I put them in like clear cellophane bags. And I always put a little thank you sticker on the back and I buy them. And then I thought, well, why don't I just make them? So that's what they're for, to try. Alison D saying, got my sticky label paper coming next week. Hope you're okay, Alison. Prayers for you and your family and friends, Rita. That's from JD Cougar. Oh, good, Leslie. I was only thinking about you, yesterday. Is it the Leslie I'm thinking of? If it is, I was thinking about you yesterday. How strange. Hi, Thea. Right, so, as I said last week, and for anybody that didn't join me or was unsure, okay, Rita, or Leslie. Oh, dearie me, that's going to confuse me again now. Hi, Thea, hope you're okay. Ashley, if you happen to have time, could you talk about being able to create laminated stickers with the ScanNCut? If you don't have time, no worries. Yeah, okay. I don't know if I've got any laminated sheets, but I'll have a look because I want to try and show you the stickers briefly. Then I want to try and show you how to make that little shaped card. And then I was thinking that I'd jump over to the next desk and we'll try and cut the stickers. So I'll have a look. I don't know if I've got any of the laminating sheets left, but I can kind of explain and walk you through it. Caroline saying, I'll watch later as I'm having Zoom church. Bless you all. Yes, same to you, Caroline. Take care. Can I maximise the window? Okay, I'll try. Okay, that's my window maximised. So anyway, just to recap, Canva, okay, Canva, canva.com. I only use the free version. There is a paid version. I'm just going to kind of crack on for a few minutes and then I'll try and catch up on any comments. So just to go over pricing, so I'm on the home page of Canva. And if you go to the tab at the top, pricing, this is the free plan. So you register to use it. It's completely free to use. Ooh, excuse me, I just got a shiver then. And basically, this is what you get under the free plan. Now, I've been using this a few years now, and like I said last week, I actually can't remember exactly how long, but I've never felt the need to pay for the pro plan. But some of you, might decide that you want to. For me, for what I use it for, the free plan seems to work. So as it says here under the free plan, you get access to 250,000 plus free templates, 100 plus design templates for social media presentations, letters and more. So any of you that maybe have anything to do with schools or groups or clubs or anything like that, if you ever need flyers or posters or anything made, you can make them all in here. Hundreds and hundreds of free photographs and graphics. You can invite members to join you, apparently, and you can collaborate in real time, and you get some cloud storage. Then the Pro version, which kind of gives you access to more or less everything else, is basically £99.99, so £100 a year, or you can pay for it monthly. So if you click this tab here and choose pay monthly, it's £11.99 a month, and I believe you can cancel at any time. Now the free version gives you other functionality. So the free version, I think, also enables you to be able to create SVG files, which is obviously handy for any of us that have got electronic cutting machines that can use that format, and the ScanNCut clearly can. Or if you're a Cricut person and you use Cricut, is it Design Space? I think you can take SVGs in there. And if you're a Silhouette user, I think again you can use SVGs in Silhouette. So that's something to maybe think about. But it also opens up a whole lot more. So with the Pro version, you could bring an image in, say a JPEG image, and it will enable you to get rid of the background so that you've just got like an outside shape, which for things like making print and cuts, that's the kind of thing that the teacup is made from. It's made from an image that's got no background. So, anyway, that's just a bit of a brief overview again of Canva. So I'm going to go to the home page. I'm going to go to, you can go to create design or custom size. I'm going to use 8.26 by 11.69, which is what I did last week, which is basically kind of like an A4 piece of paper. And then I'm not going to go through all this stuff down here on the left hand side, because I kind of think I covered most of that last week. But what I am going to do is go into elements, because I want to use a basic circle. I want to fill it with colour. Then I'm also in elements is where I found the flower, and then I'm going to use text. So I'm basically going to use elements and text to show you how I created the stickers that you saw right at the beginning. So let me just go back and see how Alison is, because Alison has been struggling, bless her. Thank you, MRI, a week on Tuesday, results after that. You are the best. Pain relief. Oh, bless you. Hope Jim's okay as well. Thank you. Every bit helped when watching on small screen. No worries, Vicky, that's fine. Alison Morgan saying, having my first COVID jab on Friday afternoon. Okay, well, take care, Alison. Hi, Jason. Hope you're okay. Barbara, sorry, don't worry, Barbara. I'm late. I didn't come on until 6 because I've been out with Hannah today, and then I came on and instantly got closed down, and then had to come back on again. So Patty's saying, I haven't downloaded Canva yet. I need more crafting hours in the day. Okay, you don't download Canva, you use it online. So it's a bit like Canvas Workspace online. It's a cloud-based program. So let's crack on. So I'm going to come over here. So I'm in elements. I'm going to come over to the shapes, and I'm going to drag a circle and just drop it on the page. I'm going to choose one of the little circles in the corner, like we do when we're resizing canvas. And when I start dragging it in, this is going to start giving me the size in the little black box. Not sure how well you're going to see it, but I can see it. Now, I think I made my stickers 1.5 inches. I honestly can't remember. So I'm going to take this down to 1.5 inches, and I'm just going to try and zoom in and see if this is going to make this any better. So that's my 1.5 inch. Let me just double check. Yeah, 1.5 inch circle. So it's come in as purple, and that's probably because purple was probably maybe one of the last colours I've been playing around with. Because I must admit, after last week, I did go back into Canva in the week, and I've been, just playing around with it a bit more just to see what it can do. Because, like I said, I've never used it to its full potential. Hi Maria, don't worry, I'm literally only just starting. We're just kind of having a part 2 on Canva. Right, so I'm going to come to the colour swatch, and then I can either come to the box here on the left that's got all the colours in, and I can kind of click in the blue, and then I can, choose a blue. And I honestly have no idea what colour blue I chose, but, we'll just roll with what we've got so far. So as I'm moving this little dot around, you should be able to see the blue in my circle changing colour, okay? I'm going to kind of take it down to a palish blue. And then while I've got that circle selected now, if I come up over to the right hand side over here under where it says download, this is transparency, and then you can adjust the colour that you've set. So can you see it's getting paler and paler and paler now? So I'm kind of going to go with that for now. Looks a bit like a kind of cornflower blue colour. Right, so Ellen is saying, Ashley, your screen is a little blurred. So I can see it on my phone and my iPad, and it doesn't look blurred to me. So can anybody else just let us know whether it's blurred or not? I'm going to crack on and I'll wait for comments. So I've got a 1.5 inch circle, and I've filled it with a blue, and I've taken the transparency down to 67%. Okay, no particular reason, just I think that looks okay on my screen. I'm going to come back to the elements, and then Barbara's saying had to play with last week, but must have kept going wrong because it kept asking for money. Maybe you were clicking on the elements that have got the little crown next to it, Barbara. Anything with a crown on, it wants you to pay for or upgrade. So you've got to make sure that anything that you choose, set when you hover over it, says free or doesn't have. Can you see these flowers here? There's a crown next to it. When I click over it, it says pro. Okay, so Terry's saying clear, not blurred, screen fine, not blurred. Okay, so who was it that said, Ellen, maybe if you try refreshing your screen. Right, let's crack on. So we're in elements. So in the search box at the top, while I'm in elements, I'm just going to type in flower. I honestly can't remember how I found that flower. I think I came across it just by accident, but hopefully if we search for flower, it will show up in here, and it looks like it's probably that one. I honestly can't remember which one I used. So let's just have a scroll through and see if there's anything else. Yeah, I think it's actually that one. It's probably remembered that's the one I used. So this white, what looks like a daisy now here on the left, when I hover over that, it says it's free. I'm not sure how well you're going to see it, but I can see on my Canva screen, it says it's free. So I'm going to drag that and drop it onto my page. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to grab the corner, and I'm just going to shrink it down by eye until I think it looks quite a nice size. Now, when you select this and you move it around, you'll see when you put it over the circle, you'll see dotted lines. Let me see if I can zoom in any more. See if this gets any better for you. So I've got this daisy flower now, and I'm hovering it over the blue circle, and you'll see that there's vertical and horizontal pink dotted lines, and that's telling me that the flower is directly now in the middle of that circle. So I don't even have to select everything and come up and position it up here. It's got built-in functionality for you. It was blurry for me for a bit, but cleared up. Okay, but you always blame your internet. Okay, very nice images. So now I've got my circle, I've got my little flower. I'm going to come over to the text, and I'm just going to grab the bottom one that says a little bit of body text. And then I'm going to double click to highlight it, and I'm going to type thank in capitals. And the font that it's chosen is Open Sans Light. So if I wanted to use that font, then I can just drag it up here and position it where I think I want it. Now what I've got to remember is, how did I bend it? I think it's under effects. So I've got the word thank selected. JD Cougar's saying that's much better. Okay, what? Because I've zoomed in now. Brilliant. So then you come to effects, and remember all this is in the free program. I do not pay for this. And then you've got all these effects here. Now if I choose curve, it automatically curves it. If I choose none and just drag the word back on the page, it's not curved it because I've put it round the flower or on a circle, it just curves it. So my word is here in the middle of my page now, and if I click curve, it will automatically curve it, which is brilliant. Now, again, with that selected, you can come up to the fonts and you can start, scrolling through here. Sacramento was quite a nice one that we found last week, although I don't think it works particularly well with this design. This one's called Clicker Script. This one's called Alice, which is quite nice. It's quite bold. Then you've got Anton. I'm literally just choosing the fonts here that have not got the crown next to them. So anything with a yellow crown here, it would want you to either buy that font or upgrade to the Pro plan. Vicky's saying, I'm following along Canva. Such a variety of beautiful images available. Oh yeah, great, Vicky. Thank you. So again, now with this, what we're on the font called Anton. We've got a word that says thank. Now let's see what we can do with it. So let's go to, we've got alignment, we've got lists, we've got spacing. So let's click on spacing. And then here now you can see that you can adjust the letter spacing. So if you think that this word looks a bit too squashed up, if you drag this slider out, you can spread the letters out a little bit. And obviously this is going to be different depending on what font you choose. So Alison's saying, this Canva is a game changer. Thank you for showing this. You're welcome. So let's have a look at a few more fonts and see what we get. What's this one called? Arapi. Oh, that's quite nice. So JD Cougar's saying, I agree, Alison D, this is wonderful. So that's quite nice. So I think what we'll do, I'll stick with that for now. I'm going to come up over here on the right hand side, and there's like two pieces of paper, one on top of the other with a plus sign on, and that's the duplicate button. And that's going to give me a duplicate. Now, let me just bring this up here so you can see. So you've got two icons under this word. This first one lets you rotate it, and this second one is like the handle that lets you move it. So I'm going to put the thank up there, and then this one I'm going to click on and highlight and change this to you, and then click anywhere on the page to deselect. And because I did it from duplicate or copy and paste, it's already arced the word for me, but I don't want my word arcing that way. I want to put the U. I've got thank and you. I want the U to arc this way. So I'm going to select this. I'm going to come to effects. I'm on curve. Let's see which one we want. So is it spacing? I can't remember how I arc it the other way. So let's take the, no, it's not spacing. Oh, is it this one? Hang on. Can't remember how I curved it. Oh, there we go. So you move this slider And can you see now it's curving it the other way? So I'm going to let go, and it's curved my word now from this bottom section rather than from the top here. So again, if I grab this like little crosshair, I can bring that up and I can position it. And when I bring it up, can you see the pink horizontal and vertical line again? So the vertical line is telling me it's right in the middle of the flower, and the horizontal line's telling me that basically I've got it lined up on the bottom edge. And when I let go, so I've kind of made my own sticker. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to drag an imaginary box around everything and come up over here to the right hand side and click group. So I've now made that a group. And then basically all as I did from here, I came back over to the duplicate and I just created myself some more duplicates. I put one over there and then dragged the other two, dragged an imaginary box around everything, and do I need to ungroup them? Yeah, I need to ungroup them first. Okay, so now I need to come to align and distribute. Did I do that? I honestly can't remember what I did. Let's see, will it let me align and distribute? Don't want spacing, don't want effects. Sure, I used align and distribute, but for some reason it's not letting me. I wonder if I have to group them separately. Let's try this, because when I did it to make my stickers, it let me align them and distribute them all at the same time. But for some reason, oh, here we go, it's under position. So basically at the moment, I've just got each individual circle grouped, not the whole four together. So I'm going to drag an imaginary box around everything and come to position, okay? I'm going to align them all up on the bottom edge, and then I'm going to choose space evenly and see if it lets me do that, or is it tidy up? It's tidy up. So basically what it's done, it's distributed them all. Now, because I put this one on the end, it's evenly distributed them. And I was going to try and squeeze 5 on a row, but when I want to cut these with the ScanNCut, I will come back and look at comments in a minute. I want to cut them with a bit of an offset white border around them. So I thought rather than kind of pinching space on my paper, I'll just put 4 in a row. So basically I've got each circle's individually grouped and I've spaced them out using the position, and I used bottom, and then under space evenly I used tidy up, which basically distributed them for me. So now I'm going to select them all and make the 4 a group, although it's saying ungroup. So yeah, they're all a group now. So then from here, I literally just did a duplicate again, dragged them down, made sure that they all lined up. When you bring them along, you can see on the left-hand side that the pink dash line is appearing over here on the left. And then I just literally filled my page up. You could select 2 rows and duplicate and do them 2 at a time, however you want. I'll just do one more row. So now I've got them all aligned on the left edge. I've got them all spaced nice and evenly. And I'm just looking across at my desk to see how many rows I've got on the one I printed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Have I got that here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So basically that's my sticker sheet. From here, I would come over to the top left-hand corner and I would choose File. Where it says thank and the pencil, you can click on that and you can call it Thank You Stickers. You know, you can give it a name, whatever you want to do. And then I just click save. And then that will save that sheet in a few minutes into where everything of mine is saved, which I'll show you in a minute. Then from here, what I did to print them off, I went over to the top right hand corner where the big download button is, and it generally always comes up. It gives you kind of like a thumbnail of what it's seeing, and under file type it normally always comes up with PNG suggested, and unless I particularly want a PDF, I normally just go with what it suggests. And then I download it. It will drop into my downloads folder. I'll just do this and then I'll come back and look at comments. So that's dropped into my downloads folder. It always, always, always comes up with that message that says, do you want to upgrade to the Pro plan? Here's what's dropped into my downloads folder. And from here I can print it. And that's exactly what I did. I loaded my sticker sheet into my printer, hit print and printed. And that's what you saw at the beginning on my other desk. So I'm just going to close that down for now and come back to Canva. So now when I come to the home button and come to all my, well, it says all your designs. When I come to all my designs, that sticker sheet will appear in here in a few minutes. So now let's go on to the cup. So I'm going to come to create a design. I'm going to say custom size. And then this time, hopefully you're going to be catching up with me in a few minutes. I'm going to, where it says custom size, I'm going to change it to inches because it automatically always defaults to pixels, PX. In the width, I'm going to say 11.69, and in the height, I'm going to say 8.26 because that's basically a UK piece of paper in landscape. The one I just worked on was in portrait, so this is in landscape. So let me just come back now and have a look back through the comments. So I've got to where Vicky was following along. Laura's saying, thank you for taking the time to show this. I am very tech challenged. Don't worry, Laura, I'm not that great at it, honestly. Barbara's saying, so am I. This looks a pretty user-friendly program. It is, and I think if you kind of think of how you would use functions in Canvas, it's very similar, apart from the fact the bending of the text in this is a lot easier than us having to get, say, a circle and put text on it and then do, text on path, which is what we have to do in Canvas Workspace for computer. So it is, I think, quite user-friendly. Vicky, my circles are 1.5 inches. For my stickers, 1.5 inches. And I've set my page size in inches, and therefore anything I put on my page will show in inches. If you set your page size up in pixels or millimeters, then anything you put on your page will show up in pixels and millimeters. Okay, Terry's saying, what a fun program. Leslie's saying, fab, so many ideas going through my head. Handmade on the back of a card, yeah, and you can, as I'm going to show you in a minute, you can make cards on here. My teacup card, let me just flip. If you just look at this card, I'm just going to scoot over to my other desk and open up the card. You'll see this is actually a shaped card. So this was done as a print and cut through Canva here. And then once I printed it out, I put it on my ScanNCut mat, scanned it through, added the cut line with the offset and cut it. So Mandy's saying, I think they were 1.5 inches. Yes, they were. Love that idea, Rita. Hiya, Lynn. Hope you're okay. Sorry I'm late. We'll play catch up. in detention. Happy Easter, everyone. You're welcome, Lynn. I didn't come on until after 6 myself tonight. I've been out with Hannah today and I was busy, so. Corrine wants to know, how did I zoom in? Okay, so let's go back to Canva. So Corine, you should be able to see my white piece of paper and my mouse cursor. Down here on the bottom right hand side, not the purple button that says help and not the arrows next to it, you should see a number, a percentage number. I clicked on that and then I just went to, well, I went to 100 originally, then 125. Okay, at the moment it's on fit. So you should basically just be able to see this white piece of paper. Oh wow, love the teacup card. Lovely card. The colours are lovely together. Yeah, so that card is all done in Canva without me adding any colours or anything. So that's what we're going to do now. So we've got a blank piece of paper basically on our screen, which is, you know, more or less UK A4 in landscape mode. So I'm going to come back over to the elements and select that tab. Now what it will do, the more you use this, it will start to bring up things here under recently used that you've used. It kind of remembers what you were doing last time you were here. Even, you know, after you close the program down and you come offline, it will remember. And then there's a little tab that says see all. Now the teacup, I don't know what I would. I know I didn't search for teacup when it first popped up, but I honestly don't know why it popped up. I think I was in these boxes up here, so you can like click on shapes, arrows, gradients, you know, all sorts of things there is along here. But basically, I just want to be on the element tab, and I am now going to type in teacup, because obviously that's what I've used. And I'm just going to hit enter, and it's going to bring anything up with the word teacup or teapot or tea bag, anything related, it will bring up. So I'm just going to start scrolling through all the teacups and find the one that I used. And I found with Canva that if you scroll too quick, it takes a few minutes to load the images. So if you just scroll slowly, it kind of loads so many images at a time. And you watch now, I won't be able to find the teacup, but it is in here. There it is. Okay. So when you hover over it, it says free. So I'm going to drag it onto my page and drop it. Now, in this free program, from what I've seen so far, and I don't think there's any way of telling what size it is. So over here in the left-hand pane, when you hover over it, a little black box appears with 3 dots, and it says it's a teacup, and then it just kind of gives keywords for that design. But it doesn't give you any indication, I don't think, of its size. So the only way I can see to be able to see what the size of something is in the free version is by selecting it and then dragging it, and you get to see the little black box appear in the bottom right hand corner with the size. I think if you pay for the full version of Canva, I think you can possibly somehow see the size. Now, I can't remember if I was in here and if it lets me add here we go, a ruler. So I've got the cup just on the page. Okay, I'm digressing a bit for a minute, but come up to the top of the page where the blue strap is and choose File, and then choose Show Ruler, and it will show you the ruler in the what am I looking for? What word am I looking for? In what you've set your page at. So I've set my page in inches, so it's showing me the ruler in inches. If you set your page in millimeters, it will show you a millimeter ruler, I think. If you set your page in pixels, I think it might show in pixels, I'm not sure. So we've got a ruler. I'm going to come back to File, and I'm going to come down to Show Guides. And that brings a ruler down the left-hand side. Now, if I bring this up and bring it so that the corner of my cup comes on the 0 here, it's telling me that this cup is about just over 4.5 inches. And if I click on it and try to adjust the size, it's saying it's 4.6. So that's a kind of a bit of an indication as to the size. But that's kind of the only way I've been able to find the size. Like when you click on it, there's nowhere like in Canvas that it shows you like the size down here. So let's just stick with this for now. So we've got, let's see, what did we say it was? Let's drag it out and make it 5 inches wide. So at 5 inches wide, it's 3.4 inches high. Now again on this, there's no kind of little line down here, so I can't stretch this out on its own without, doing it. It only alters in proportion, if that makes sense. Right, let me see what Vicky's saying, because I can see Vicky's making a comment. Alison's saying, would you show us how to cut out labels? Yeah, I'm going to try and do the labels, Alison, but I wanted to show you how I made the labels. Then I wanted to show you how to make this little shaped card, have a quick look at possibly looking at some of the images, and then we'll go and cut the labels. Alison Morgan, Vicky is saying, I just discovered that Control and Control Plus on Windows adjusts the relative size of elements versus project panel. Okay, let me try it. So I've got the cup selected. So what you're saying, Control Plus. So if I do Command Plus, what's it done? I think it's just zoomed it in, hasn't it? It's kind of zoomed it in. I don't think it's made it any bigger. Yeah, it's just making my page bigger. Is that what you mean, Vicky? Alison saying, my screen has gone into widescreen and chat is not visible when watching. Not on side of video. Does anyone know how to get it back to normal? So you've gone into wide screen. Don't you just click, is it the top right hand corner or the bottom right hand corner, Alison? And see if that gives you an option. Can somebody tell Alison how you get out of widescreen? So JD Cougar saying, thanks Ashley, we'll watch Rest later, headed out for an Easter picnic. Yeah, have fun. Hope it doesn't rain, but it will be fun anyway. Best wishes to everybody. Hover bottom right and click the square, Leslie's saying. Press the escape key, Vicky's saying. Okay, so try, Alison Morgan, try that and let us know if you're back with us in where you can, see the chat. Okay, I'm going to plod on. So I've got my cup selected, okay, and we've got about 5 inches wide by 3 point something inches high, I said, didn't I? With my cup selected, I'm going to come back over here to where it says duplicate, so just under where it says download, where the 2 pieces of paper are with the plus, and I've got myself a duplicate, and I'm just going to drag it out of the way. Mine's on default view, bottom. Thanks, Vicky, it's back to normal. Right, so Alison's back with us. Okay, so I've made a duplicate. So now, with this duplicate selected, up here now, I've got crop and flip. If I go to flip and flip horizontal, it mirrors the cup for me. And this is what we need when we're making a card, because we need a back and a front, don't we? Now I'm just looking across my desk to see how I did it. So I did it in that orientation. I did it with the handles together. Okay, so this is where it gets fun. I've got 2 cups. So basically I'm dragging one so that it lines up on the bottom of the other one. Now let me see if we can zoom in a little bit more to see if you can see this any better. So let me do that again. So if you see, I'm moving the right hand cup around, and when I drag it up, a pink dotted line appears under the left hand cup. So that's showing me that the cup that I'm selecting on the right hand side is lined up on the bottom. So that's just a quick way without having to go up to the position icon at the top. And then I'm going to let go. And then I can either use the directional arrows on my keyboard, so use the left arrow on my keyboard and scoot it over until it kind of just overlaps a little bit. Doesn't have to be a lot, because remember, we're going to print this out. We're not actually putting a cut line around it at this stage. But if I click away on my page, you should be able to see that my handles on my cup overlap a little bit at the top, but on the bottom here, there's still a gap. So I'm going to select my right hand cup, and I'm going to use the arrow on my keyboard again, just to scoot it over a little bit so that that gap there closes up. Because when I come to cut this on the ScanNCut, if you wanted to cut this directly on the line and not add an offset, which is what I prefer to do, if you've got a gap here, when you cut this out, this will flop around. It won't be attached together. Does that make sense? Mine's on default view. Thanks, Vicky. It's back right. So everybody seems to be back to normal. So basically, I've got my 2 cups lined up together on the bottom, and I've scooted this one on the right, doesn't matter which one you do, over ever so slightly so that when I click away, it's overlapping here and there's no kind of gap in the middle. Right, everybody's saying everyone's, Vicky, Alison's all okay and everything now. Right, perfect. So now, if I just printed this and got the ScanNCut to cut it, it would follow this line all around here. It would go all around here and all around here. And when I folded it in half, the only bit that would be joining this cup together would be this handle bit here. This big gap here would flop around because there's nothing here to connect it. So a trick I do, and I do this in Canvas, you know, with certain shapes, is I want to make sure these are joined together. So I come back to Elements and I grab myself a square. Okay, now it's brought the square on with a colour that is in this design. How clever is that? Because that's not the blue, remember, that I printed my labels with. So because it knows we're using something, it's brought a colour in. I'm guessing probably the dominant colour. So my square has come in filled with this exact same colour that's in my cup. So what I'm going to do now, my square I can either adjust in proportion by using the circles in the corner, but because this is a shape, it lets me adjust it independently. So I'm going to drag up the bottom, and you'll see that my square, you might not see, but the black box has appeared again with the size, and my square is getting shorter and shorter. I'm turning it into a rectangle. I'm just going to drag it down off so you can see it. And I'm going to make it maybe about 1 inch high. So I'm just dragging it up until I see. So at the moment it's telling me it's 4.5 inches wide by 1 inch high. Now I want it to be the same width as these 2 cups. So I'm going to drag it over until I see a pink vertical line appear on the left-hand edge of the left cup. So that now means that the left-hand edge of my rectangle is in perfect alignment with the left-hand top edge of my cup, and that's my choice. That's what I want. That's the way I want it to be. You could join it down here if you want. I'm going to do mine as I did it before and line it up with the outermost left-hand edge of the cup. Okay, so I'm just going to leave it there for now. Now I'm going to drag it from the right-hand corner. So I've got it set at 1 inch high, but it's nowhere near wide enough for my cups. So I'm going to drag it out until I see the pink dotted line appear on the far right-hand side. So now I know that this rectangle is 9.7 inches wide by 1 inch high, and that basically is the width of these two cups joined together. So now I'm just going to, with the rectangle selected, I'm just going to use the up arrow on my keyboard. So you know the 4 directional arrows, I do use these a lot in Canvas. I'm going to take this rectangle up until it overlaps this bottom section of these cups. Just slightly. Take it up a bit more. Now, it's in front of my cup, so I've lost a little bit of my definition. So what I can do with my little rectangle or my big rectangle selected, I can go up to position and I can say bottom. Oh no, don't want bottom. Let's undo. So I'm going to come up here to the top left and undo to put it back. Select it, position, I want backward. And then I'm going to choose this cup and position and forward. So can you see now the definition on the bottom of my cup has come on top of my rectangle. Now, in this particular instance, it might not necessarily be vital because this outside edge of this cup is brown and it's going on this kind of dark blue colour. But if this was something that was, say, pink on blue, you might want it to come forward. But it does show in the cup. I'm not sure how well you're going to see it on my other desk, to be fair. But because remember, we're going to print this. So anything that we can see here is going to print. I'm not actually physically going to print this one because I've done it already. Because I want to get back to the labels, but this would be how it would print. So think of this now as, I'm trying to look at the orientation. So this is the front of the card. We'd fold it straight down the middle here, and this would be the back. It would fold around the back of this. So this gives us an anchor point on the bottom of our card. So it's not going to flap around, because if we just cut the two cups joined at the handle, it would most likely fall over. Okay, so we've kind of given it a base, if you like. Now we can drag an imaginary box around everything and let's group it. Now from here, if we wanted to make it bigger, we can, stretch it out till it fits our A4 card. It's entirely up to you. Again, I would come up to File. It says Untitled Design 11.6 because that's basically what I chose as the custom size. So I click on the pencil. You get the flashing cursor up here. So we'll call it Teacup Card and hit Enter. And then again, we'll go File and we'll go Save. And it will save that design now on my home page. Now again, from here, I'm going to come back and look at comments in a minute. Again, from here, I did download. I just left it, I think, as PNG. I don't think I changed it. And then I hit download. it's going to say it's preparing the design. It's going to give me that message again, asking me, do I want to, get a 30-day free trial? Because that's another thing you can do. You don't have to buy the pro version straight away. You can have a 30-day free trial, and then I think you have to cancel it, otherwise they'll start charging you like the £11.99 a month or whatever. I may get round to doing that at some point, I'm not sure yet. So this now is my printout. So I used a piece of Stampin' Up's basic white regular cardstock. I didn't use the thick because as I said last week, I just use a little, what's it called, HP Envy printer, and it can be a bit finickety if you try and put anything too thick in it. So for this particular sample, I just used Stampin' Up's basic white, it's called now, or what used to be Whisper White, and I put that in my printer. I printed it from the print icon here. If you don't see the print icon on your download, I think you can just go to the top of your page and go to File, and then you should be able to find print, however you do it. And I printed it, and then on the A4 piece of card, and then I put that on my mat, and I scanned it through, and I used ScanNCut data because I wanted the ScanNCut to cut inside the handles and round the outside edge. And once I'd scanned it, I saved it, and then I added, I think, is it a 0.4 offset or something like that, or zero, I can't remember, whatever the smallest offset is on ScanNCut data. And then I got the machine to cut it, and I just scored it in half on my scoreboard, and that gave me that card that I showed you at the beginning. So let's close that down and let's come back and get rid of that. And then if we go back to home and all my designs, there's my sticker sheet from before, and then in a few minutes it says generating T-cut card. My card will appear here. Here's the thumbnail I made for tonight's YouTube live. So that's my regular kind of template that I use, and I took a picture of the cup. Oh, and I forgot to show you how I did the flowers, so we'll go back to it. And I just used a photograph of it to make tonight's thumbnail. So let's come back to the T-cut card. And then basically what I did, I went back to Elements, and from within Elements, I think I looked for flower. That's the flower I used for my labels. But in here somewhere, there is, I'm trying to look across my desk to see which blue flower it is. Don't think it's that one. Let me just get the card. Hang on a minute. Right, I need to find this flower. So let's just scroll. There it is. So I dragged the flower onto my page. Right, let's see what's going on. Alison's saying we're all concentrating, focused on Ashley's tutoring. Oh my God, Vicky's saying that's brilliant. Don't know which bit you said was brilliant, Vicky, but great. There's room for some text. Yeah, that's another thing I wanted to show you, because I did that on my kind of practice one. I did it, but I didn't print it on the card. So I'm going to show you that. What setting do you use on your printer? Best or just normal? I think I had it on just normal colour, just colour normal, Sue. I think that's all I did. I don't think I changed any settings on my printer from memory at all. So right, we've got this flower here, and obviously this flower I thought would go nice with this cup. So again, all as I did, I dragged it down by eye. No idea what size the original ones are, and I've not got a ruler handy, but this was the flower that I chose, and I thought, I know that this is going to be my fold line here. So this is the front of my card. So I literally dragged my flower on and kind of positioned it thinking by eye, does that look, you know, too big, too small, you know, but I just did it by eye. When I thought it would look nice, I kept with it selected, I came up to duplicate and I made another and I shrunk that one down. And I thought, right, you know, I'll probably position them maybe something like this on my card. And they say odd numbers work better, don't they? So I thought, right, with this little one selected, I'll make a duplicate and, you know, we'll put a third one. And I just kind of had a look to see how I thought it would look. So then I grabbed my flowers, because remember, this is our piece of A4 card, but it's only going to print this, and I want this to cut. So I've got plenty of space down here that I can fill up with these flowers, because I want the ScanNCut to obviously cut them for me. And I popped them up onto 3D foam on the front of my card. And then if we now come back to text, and you can use any one of these, you know, add a heading just basically means bigger text, add subheading, it doesn't really matter because you can always resize it. So if we choose add subheading, so on here now, we can type whatever we want. So we could type thinking of you, thank you, just a little note, anything we want. Somebody give me a saying while I read your comments. I use an Envy printer, Maria's saying. I think it was colour matching. Oh, the colour matching, yeah. I'm going to show you something else in a minute. There's so much. I keep getting sidetracked. I mean, I think we could do Canva every week for a month and probably not get bored. Do you know what I mean? Alison saying, I have an Envy printer and a Canon Pixma printer. Right, let me just have a look at mine. Mine was only cheap. I'll tell you what it is. It's 2622 DeskJet Envy, something like that. I've had it a few years. It's basically a backloading printer. So, you know, you put your paper stands up in the back and it's got a scanner on it. It's nothing posh or anything like that. And I pay a monthly subscription to HP and they just send me free ink. It can tell when the machine is running low and they send me a colour and a black ink, and so I never run out of ink. I never have to run to Tesco or anywhere and buy it, and you can print so many sheets, you know, a month or a quarter or something like that with it. And I've never hit my target yet, and I think I pay about £3 a month, something like that, for it. But I do it because I love the convenience of them sending me the ink. Time for tea for two. Oh, time for tea. I thought I thought you were telling me it was time for your tea, but you mean time for tea. Right, okay. That's the first suggestion I saw. So we'll go with time for tea. So let's start typing. Time for tea. Again, you've got the two little icons. You can rotate it. The one on the right hand side with the crosshair enables you to drag it. Remember, the cup on the right hand side would be the front of my card. So that's where I want to put it. I'm going to come up to the text, and let's come and have a look at some of the scripty fonts. So we've got, this is called Clicker Script, and this is free. So that's that. We can, because it's a script, we can't make it bold by the look of it. Bold is like greyed out. Mandy G saying this program is brilliant. Leslie's saying yes please Ashley, I'm hooked on this program. Well, let me know after this stream ends, if you know, just in case I don't see them here. Once this stream uploads, go and put comments under this video and let me know what you want to see next, if you've got any more ideas, and we'll have a play with it. Got to go, but we'll watch later. Really enjoying this. Bye all. Stay happy. Thanks, Ashley. You're welcome, Barbara. Take care. I'm with HP Instant Ink too. Yeah, that's what it's called, Instant Ink. Thank you, Maria. Yeah. That's the same as mine. Got it from Argos. My ink came in post. I was gobsmacked. Never runs out of ink. It's brilliant. I honestly can't remember where I got this printer from. It might have been somewhere like PC World or somewhere. I don't know. It could have been Argos. I really don't know. I've had it a while now, but at the time we were printing lots and lots of stuff off, and it kept popping up with a message saying, why don't you use our instant ink? And you know that when you go to Tesco's, I think the colour ink's about 20 something pound on its own, and the price varies every time you go and buy one. The black and white, you know, is a certain price. If you buy it as a combo pack, it's, you know, 40 odd quid or something. So I thought, right, we'll try it. And for the sake of, you know, a few pounds each month, you never run out of ink, because it knows, as long as you register it, it's dead clever, and it knows when you're getting low, and it sends you ink in the post. It's just brilliant. Anyway, I'm not an affiliate for HP, just letting you know what I use. The text would also look nice on the bottom rectangle. Yeah, it would. We can try that. Let's see what else is going on. Denise is saying, I use HP ink scheme. It's great. Never have to think about buying anymore. I know, I love it. Comes in the post. Yeah, exactly. The flowers you chose look like some of the Stampin' Up dies. Yeah, they do actually. More please, combine Canva and ScanNCut. Love the two together. I have an HP Envy, finding it difficult to buy ink for. We'll look for the subscription. Yeah, Vicky, if you, I have the app on my Mac, the HP app, and if you go to the app, there's an option. There should be an option about buy ink. I pay £1.99 a month for 50 sheets, and it rolls over. Okay, I think we're on about £3 something, but there's three of us in the house, and at the time my husband was printing lots and lots of stuff off for his business. So, you know, if it was probably just me and Hannah, 50 a month would be fine. But at the time, in fact, I could probably take my subscription down now, to be fair, but I just leave it as it is for now. Right, I'm digressing. Let's get back to the things. So we've got time for tea, and at the moment we're on Clicker script, but there's loads. So here's Sacramento again. So that was one that kept popping up last week. Now let's have a look and see if we can do anything with can we do anything with spacing? So if you think that the word looks too far apart, let's see if we can squash it together a bit. But I think I'll leave it like that for now. Let's have a quick look at any other. There's just literally hundreds of fonts in here. Libra Baskerville, Novello. Let's see. Montserrat is quite a nice, simple font. Nixie One, this one's called. That's quite nice. So basically I'm choosing the names from down here on the left, and up here they're showing me which font it is, and it's showing me the size. So if we kind of liked the look of this one, but we think we can actually make it a little bit bigger, if you come up to where it says it's size 32 point, I'm guessing that will be, because I think fonts are normally measured in point rather than pixel. You can click the plus and you could make it bigger. I'll take it down a bit, but you know, kind of once you were happy with all that, let's try bringing it down here for now, and then let's come to the colour wheel and see if we could make it white. So you could, if I just click off somewhere, you could put it down there. I think me personally, I would either put it there or put it on the cup, because, you know, in my eye, the way I made my card, I'm going to change the font back to black, because if I put it over the white space, you're not going to see it. So I'm going to come up to where it says A. In fact, I might just choose the dark blue, because I think it's picking the colour that's going to go with the card. So if we put it back there, and then remember, I kind of made my card so that my flowers are, you know, gonna kind of sit over here kind of thing, if you like. So you kind of just look at the design as a whole before you print it all out or assemble it. But basically I would fill up the space down here with the flowers, leave yourself enough space that, you know, if you want to add an offset around them, can move that up, move the letters up. Because the words "time for tea" are on the card, that will all print out as one. And then these flowers will print out on the bottom. You've still got all this space. So what you could do is make yourself some sentiment sayings and just pop them all on here. And, you know, see if you can put some shapes around them with your ScanNCut, or put some die cut shapes around them and use your die cut shapes, whatever. And then, as I said before, save it. So let's see what we're saying. So Lynn's saying, can you center the text centrally to the cup? Yes. So when you click the text, it will let you center it this way. It won't let me center it to the individual cup, because what you've got to remember is that this is all one element now. But if I select the cup and ungroup it, and I've just got the right cup selected, if I select my words, it will let me center it here, but it won't let me, it's just picking the line across the middle, if you get my understanding. It's not giving me a vertical centre line. But what you could do, where's our rulers? Let's go back to our rulers. So we'll do show ruler and we'll do show margins, because I've got another little trick. So this cup, what you can do, if you come over to the left hand ruler here and hover over it and drag, it drags a placement line out. So we could kind of, if you look now, this placement line is going to the centre of my cup. So now I can choose this, and this will now centre on that guideline. So you can do it. Let's just, and to get rid of it, you just drag it out of the way and let it go. So it's now centered to the front of that cup. And again, now if we select all of this and go to group, that's all a group now. And again, if you want to use guidelines, you can do the same with your ruler on the top. If you just left click somewhere up here and drag, a guideline comes down. Can you see? And on the left, it's saying it's at the 0 point, which is a bit like, you know, the X and Y axes that we've used in Canvas Workspace for computer. This kind of works like the same thing. So I'm not sure how well you'll see it, but over on the left, there's a pink box and it says 0.000. So basically that means I'm on the top. And if I start to drag it down, if I wanted to put it on the inch line, I can move this until I see exactly an inch. So you can put guidelines in. So you could grab guidelines in like this if you wanted to, you know, do some other kind of positioning. And then to get rid of them, you just hover over them and you drag them. So your horizontal one goes to the top, your vertical one goes to the left. So Leslie's saying, so they are Canva fonts, not your computer fonts. I think, Leslie, they're all Canva fonts. I don't think any of my computer fonts are on here. But I honestly don't know. I'd have to look into it a bit more. I don't think it's pulled the fonts through because we're using it online. So I'm guessing it's all the fonts within this program. And there's loads. There's probably hundreds. Right, what's Alison saying? I need to try that with my HP printer. That's what I thought, Vicky. That looks lovely. I accidentally put the text onto the blue bar and it made it white automatically. Okay, let me try it. So drag it, oh, I've got to ungroup it first. So ungroup, drag it down. No, it's not made mine blue. It's still left mine as like the blue colour. So again, I've moved it now. So if I wanted to be finicky and position it, you know, dead centre to this again, I'd have to bring my guidelines in. But I'm not going to print this one because I've already done it once. So, right, let's see. You always have something up your sleeve. You know, little tricks. This is what I'm here for, to show you all these little tricks. Vicky's saying there is a centre line, but it's skewed left because of the handle. Okay, great tutorial. We'll catch up later. Hi, Lisa. Hope you're well. Right, so did I group this or not now? Can't remember. Group this back together. So that's the teacup card, and I've already saved it, and I've already printed it, and as you saw at the beginning, I've already cut it. I just want to quickly show you one more thing before we go to the labels. So I'm going to go to File. No, I'm not. I'm going to go to Create New Design. So I'm under File, Create New Design. We'll do Custom Size again, and we'll go with A4 horizontal, and we're going to come back to Elements. Now these should be easy to find because it should be under my recently used. So under recently used, I'm in Elements, and I'm going to say See All, and there's a rabbit. Now I know this is a little bit too late for today because it's already Easter, but there's a rabbit, and you can basically do exactly the same. So let's say we've got our rabbit. Let's just drag it out. Now the only thing I would say with this one, I'm not sure how well you're going to see, but there's a gap between his neck and his head, and there's a gap between his ear and his head on both sides. So this one, if you printed this one off, you're either going to have to add a kind of matte colour behind it that the ScanNCut will be able to pick up, or if you printed this as it was, as a shaped card, you may have to put your little pencil lines in and join up these areas here for the ScanNCut to give you an outline. Okay, so I'm just kind of going to run through this one quickly because I want to try and get to the printing of the labels. So we've got a rabbit. I'm going to come over to the right hand side and make a duplicate. Now, if I don't flip one of these and I wanted to make these into the card, they're not symmetrical, so they wouldn't line up. So I'm going to flip one of them. So with one of them selected, I'm going to say flip and flip it horizontal. So now when I overlap them here, if you imagine down the middle being a join, when this one comes round the back of this one, they'll line up. Because can you see the legs are going in opposite directions? Great tutor. Rabbits are not just for Easter. Okay, so again though, if you look, can you see if I bring it up and hover it near the pink horizontal lines up, so that lets me know we're lined up on the bottom. Or I could leave it like that. I could select both. I could go to position and I can say line them up on the bottom, and then left click. Then I can select one of them, and just using the 4 directional arrows on the keyboard, I could scoot it over until the ears just overlap a little bit. Because remember, we're not welding this. We're not using a vector program where we're physically going to weld. Basically, we're just printing this, and we would say to the ScanNCut, find me an outline. So it's kind of got to overlap so that the ScanNCut could, you know, find an outline around it. But again, if we folded this in half, let's go to our grid lines and rulers. Let's put rulers on and grid lines. So if I drag this in, this pink line here, 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 this pink let's see if I can scoot it over a little bit. Won't let me scoot it over. But if you imagine that pink line in the middle would be the fold of your card. So, like on the teacups, there's nothing holding this together again. So you'd either have to put a bridge in, or you'd have to make a base, or make your paper in portrait and join your bunnies by the head. So this bunny would go on top of that bunny turned upside down. You kind of just have to think how your card's going to finish up. So if we come back to elements and basic shapes, this time when I drag my square on, it knows the colour I'm using here, and it's brought my square on in the colour to match. So again, you could do the same thing. You could drag this up and kind of make a little bridge, squash it in, and join like your rabbits here. And if we select that and go to position and say backward, and then select this rabbit and say forward, the bridge, can you see? I'm going to try and zoom in a bit more. Can you see I've put my bridge in and I've positioned it behind my rabbits? So now when this is printed and we ask the ScanNCut to cut it and we fold it down the middle, our rabbits are being held together here now, as opposed to the box on the bottom. Now, the only thing I would say is if you look at, the rabbits have got rounded feet. I don't know how well that would stand up on your mantelpiece, but it probably would. Because shaped cards are my thing. They're the very first thing I wanted to do and learned how to do when I got my very first electronic cutting machine, which was a Craft Robo. So I kind of love shaped cards. So that's another way of doing it without having to put the big box. If you wanted to just keep like the definition of your rabbit, but have them joined so they didn't, there's no big gap here when you fold. Because the only bit, if you didn't put this bridge in here, the only bit holding these two bits of card that make you front and back would be this little bit on the ears. He looks like he's holding a heart. Yeah, it does. It's lovely, isn't it? What were you going to show us about the colour matching? So something I found out while I was playing, when I come back to recently used, I saw this. Okay, I'm going to bring this on. And I thought, that looks interesting. Don't know if I'd make a card with it, but I kind of quite like the colours. So if you, I need to find out where it was now. What did I do? Did I choose this one? Need to give me a minute while I remember what I did. Send that, bring forward, add comment. No, I think I selected this. And where did I go? There's a feature. Here we go. Right. So let me just. So I've got this selected and I clicked on what looks like a paint roller. And when you hover over it, it says paste style. Okay. If I now, can you see it's like a paint roller? If I hover it over my rabbit and click, it turns my rabbit from this into these colours. And then if I do the same, so how cool is that? So it's brought all the colours from this design onto this design. And if I decide, actually, I don't want a purple rabbit, I can undo and go back. So I thought that was really nifty. That was what I wanted to show you. He needs a tail that would join them up, yeah? Well, effectively, this is kind of like the tail, isn't it? This bridge I've made in the middle. So I'm going to get rid of him. Or like I said before, you can come back to elements. You can bring on a square. You can squash it down and you can add it here, drag it out so it's the same width. Oh my goodness, how clever. Yeah, I know. I was a bit amazed when I found it myself. So you could get rid of the bridge if you wanted to, and you could put this in. So I think, has anybody got any last minute questions? Because what I want to try and do now, I want to try and get over to the labels and see if I can get them to cut. And I'm just going to put all my lights on because it's suddenly gone very dark, and it doesn't affect what you're looking at on my screen, but it will affect what you see in a few minutes. Let me just bring my blind down and switch my ScanNCut on and come back to this desk and see if you've got any questions or comments before we go any further. And again, if you were using this rectangle on the bottom and you wanted to have the definition, just bring these forward. So select one and say forward, select him and say forward. And can you see you've kind of got like the definition of his foot there now? And the printer would print that. I would get rid of, you know, that bit in the middle. So if I just move this over to get rid of that and then bring this back over so they join up again. And that would be another card. And you can do this with probably more or less everything that's in this elements section. So brilliant, need more practice, good job. The weather's bad tomorrow, I can play. So yeah, so you know, if you, I don't know, if you wanted to, let me just zoom back to 100% a bit so you can see this a bit better. So, you know, if you wanted to make a card for somebody that needed a particular theme, what you could do is come to the elements, and then in the search icon, you could type what you're looking for and see if there's anything that you could make a card with. So I'm just going to get rid of that. I'm just selecting everything. You can hit the trash up there and it's gone. So has anybody got any last minute questions on that before I swap desks? I'm just going to have a quick drink. So you can see for a free program how powerful it is and how we can use it with our ScanNCut. Aside from the fact that you can make, you know, posters or flyers or stickers or labels, you know, any of you that are planner people, you could make your planner labels in here and print them and get your ScanNCut to cut them, just like I'm going to try and do with my stickers in a minute. So Lynn's saying, have just downloaded Canva. Can I ask how you set your page to A4? Yes, Lynn. So let's go to the home page. So this would be what you would see normally, Lynn, when you know, load up Canva. And you can go to create a design, which is up in the top right, or you can go custom size. It doesn't matter. If you go to custom size, the first thing you have to do is change the box here on the right. It defaults to px, which is pixels. So if you work in inches, you can change it to inches, millimeters, or centimeters. From what I've found, whatever denomination, if you like, for want of a probably not very good word, you choose here, any element you then bring onto your mat will come on in what you've chosen here. So if you choose millimeters and then you want to put a circle on and you want a 2-inch circle, you'd have to know what 2 inches is in millimeters. Does that make sense? So I choose inches, and then here is where you type the size. So if you want portrait, that's like 8.2 wide. So you type 8.2 and then click in this box and type 11.75 and just either enter or click new design, and that gives you a portrait page. You can add pages. So if you like I say, if you're a planner person and you want to create all your stickers, you could fill a page up here and you could add another page and you can keep on going. And when you've got more than one page here, if I just click add page, so I've got 2 pages now. If you look, I've got page 1 and page 2. When you come to download, it will say to you here, select pages. You can either choose all, or you could choose just print page 1 or print page 2. So Lynn's saying, I can't believe that bunny is free, reminds me of certain dies. I know there's some nice stuff in here, Leslie. I've just downloaded, so I've answered that one. And with you, thanks, Ashley. Okay, fine. And then again, I can't work out how to, if you choose, like, if you decide you don't want page 2, there's a bin here and you can delete it and then you're back to 1 page. But I've not been able to work out that if I put the size in as portrait and then decide I want to work in landscape, or it won't let me rotate. So I've not been able to work out how to change it. Let's just have a quick look before we flip over desks. So we've got create new design, show rulers, show guides, show margins. So that will show what it thinks are the margins for, I'm guessing, an A4 piece of paper. So, you know, if you want to print within a certain area, that's all under here, under file. Make a copy. So I can't see. So from what I can see in this free version, let's see if there's anything in here. No, I don't want that. Don't want full screen. There is a help, but I think what you'd have to do, can you use this? Let's see. Don't think there's a way to rotate this canvas. That's what I'm basically trying to say. So if you decide that you've started in portrait and you really need landscape, I think you've got to come back, and it won't let me change the size there. That pencil only lets me edit the name. I think you'd have to create a new design, say custom size, and then you choose 11.6 by 8.2, and that gives you then a landscape page. Leslie, if you have the paid for version, you can save things as SVG. You still can't send them directly to your ScanNCut machine, from what I can see, but whether you can in the paid for version or not, I don't know. Like I say, I think what I might have to do, I might have to take up the 30-day trial and just see what other features, if any, it gives us for using with our ScanNCut. But I think for now, for the free version, there's so much in here that we could actually potentially use with our ScanNCut. Can you take the colour away so you just have the lines? What do you mean, Suzanne, Dawn? Take the colour away so you just have the lines. What lines? Just let me know what you mean before I jump desks. But again, like I showed you last week, if you wanted to make a poster and you wanted a blue background. So Vicky's saying there is a resize button top left with a crown beside it. Yeah, so it's under the paid for version. Yeah. That's what I'm guessing. I guess that you can do it in there because that's also where you can save things as SVG. Like I say, I think I'm gonna have to try maybe take the 30-day trial and see what we get, because I'm guessing from the message that keeps popping up, the 30-day trial is full feature. Right, what was I going to show you then? So yeah, elements. If you wanted to, fill this with colour, you just hit your colour swatch. You select your area. If you decide you want it grey or blue or whatever, and that's your starting point. And then, you want to add some text on it, and you want to print that out. There's so much you can do. Like you had the rabbit. Can it be blank instead of colour? Oh, yes, you can. Right, let's just hit delete on this. Let's just go quickly back to the elements and find recently used and bring our rabbit on. I'm just going to make it bigger for now. So when you click on something like this, it shows you all the colours that are used in it up here. If you decided that you just wanted this in one colour, you could click on the colour swatches and turn everything to one colour. So let's say we wanted it all blue. With the white selected, these are the colours here that are used in it. So you just click that blue. Watch anything that's yellow in my rabbit now. When I click on the yellow swatch, it turns blue. Anything pink turns blue. Anything brown turns blue. So that would be how you could make, when I said before, if you didn't want to draw the pencil lines in on this rabbit where he's got his gap under his neck and on his ears, and you wanted to make an outline like an offset, that's an exact size of what was originally there. If I decide I want to bring his features back, then I just click on all of these and put all the colour back into it. So you can take all the colours out, and you can, if you want to. Right, let's see. So again, if I make a duplicate of this rabbit, and if I just drag a corner out a little bit, this is a bit of guesswork, and this is where I think maybe the paid for version might be better. So on this one, if I click on white and let's turn it all brown. So we'll turn that brown, we'll make the yellow brown, we'll make the pink brown, we'll make the blue brown. So it's all brown. And then if I say position and backward and put it behind, you can see my outline's a little bit big there. And from playing around with it, it doesn't give you like the exact offset like Canvas does. I made it bigger, but can you see there's no like colour here under his ears? You kind of got to play around with it. And if I get the colour here on the outside and a little bit here, then this side's off. It just keeps giving. It does. I know. Right, let me flick you over to my other desk, and let's see if we can get the ScanNCut to print pick these stickers up with this blue outline. So we're just going to flip cameras over, so you should be able to see my other desk. And then I'm just going to bring myself and all my bits and pieces over. And try not to cut us off in the process. Right, let me just put my phone in front of me so I can still see comments. So hopefully you can see my desk now, and you should be able to see my sticker sheet and the card. So you can see what I mean about when I printed these off. I've not got the piece of card now I cut it all from, but basically there's my card. Let's move that out of the way for a minute. So there's my card that I've just showed you how to make. There's the front. We overlapped the handles. I put the box on like I showed you how to do, and then I scanned this. I used ScanNCut data and got it to cut the inside and the outside out for me, and then I added an offset, so I've got a nice little white border. I'm not sure how well. Let's move it on there, see if you can see that any better. So you can see I've added like an offset border, And then here are my flowers. I stuck the big one down flat, and then these two are popped up on some 3D foam, and then I just added a little Stampin' Up balmy blue gem in the middle. But like on, you know, the last one, if you'd have put your words in, it would have printed the words as well. And that's my little card. And this one is folded. It's just under 5 inches by 5 inches. So this would fit in a 5 by 5 envelope. Oh dear. Right, so while you're just looking, let's bring that back in. So while you're just looking at my stickers and the little card, I'm just going to make sure the ScanNCut is on. I just need to get the camera on for my ScanNCut. Wait for that to spring into life. And I need, if I won't get my mat just yet, I'll do it without the mat in the machine, because I can hopefully get a little bit nearer. So let's see. Has anybody got any questions or comments so far before we try doing these? When I first saw the teacup, I thought it was made of several layers. I know, it's just the image that's already in there. It's amazing. You can use image tracing feature in Canvas Workspace to make a separate offset layer. Yeah, definitely can. Right, let's see what we've got here. So, oh, I do need a mat because I want to scan it, don't I? Right, give me 1 second. So let's bring my mat in. You might be a bit too zoomed in there. Let's see if we can zoom you out a little bit. That's a bit better. So I've just got my standard mat. This is just a piece of sticker paper. So it's plain white sticker paper. Now, was it Terry that was asking about the laminating sheet? Hang on, let me just see if I've got any. Don't actually want to do it for these, but I don't actually know if I've got any anyway, so just bear with me. See if I've got any ScanNCut laminating sheets left. No, that's sticker paper. No. Hang on, just give me 1 minute. Oh, I have. I'm not going to do it on this, but I'll show you. Right. So basically, the Brother ScanNCut sticker sheet comes with stickers, and it comes with these laminating sheets, which you can see are shiny here, and like paper on the back. And basically what you would do, let's just move this mat out of the way. So I don't actually want these laminated, that's why I don't want to do it. But basically what you would do, on the top of your laminating sheet, you peel away. I don't know how well you're going to see it, but there's a split in the colour green of the paper. And basically what you do, you would peel that away and expose just that tiny little bit of sticky. And then you'd line that up on the top of your sticker paper. And once you've got just that little strip lined up like that, this then would be only being held in place by that kind of 1/4 inch bit of sticky there on your sheet. Then you'd lift it up and you peel the big section away and smooth it down, and that transfers this clear sticky vinyl onto the front of your sticker sheet, and then you would cut them in your machine. And obviously if you've got an auto blade machine, it should detect the extra thickness of the laminated sheet. Okay, the other way you could do it, if you've got a laminator, would be if you bought yourself, which I've not got here with me, but if you bought yourself some A4 laminated pouches, slide this in to your pouches, put it through your laminator, and then scan it and hope that the ScanNCut will pick it up that way. So that's another option. And that way, doing it with a laminated pouch, it would be laminated on both sides, but you'd have that on the reverse, wouldn't you? Because you don't peel this off if you put that through a laminating machine. Does that make sense? But what you could do, I suppose, you could print another one of them off and put that on the back. Make sure they stayed together and put both of the sheets front and back in your laminated pouch and laminate it, because they should line up with them being, especially if they're circles. So does that help? Does that help? Right, let me, I do need a drink. I've got a drink of my blackcurrant juice, so I'm going to have a quick drink of that. Oh yeah, don't forget the thumbs up, everybody. And if you're not subscribed, would you please subscribe? It doesn't cost you anything. It just lets YouTube know that people like my channel. I'm trying to get to 50,000 subscribers by the end of this year. Don't think it will happen, but if you're not subscribed and you are, and you do follow me, would you please subscribe? Because if I get to 50,000 subscribers, I'm going to be doing some giveaways. I'm collecting stuff at the moment, basically. Some of it will be ScanNCut stuff, some of it will be Stampin' Up stuff, but I'm buying bits and pieces and I'm saving it all. So when I get to 50,000, I'm literally going to have like some giveaways, and I'll do. My thinking was I might try and do 50 giveaways. So it might be like a stamp set is one giveaway. It might be, a cutting mat might be something else. I don't know yet. I've not thought that far. I've just started buying stuff and putting stuff away. It might be like a set of handmade cards, and I don't know, a couple of Stampin' Right markers, or a set of blends. I really don't know. But my thinking is that I've started buying stuff and I'm putting it all away in a box here in my office. And when I get to 50,000 subscribers, I'm going to do a giveaway. And YouTube tells me that something like 40% of the people that watch my channel are not subscribed. And I'm currently on my way up to, I think, 37 or 38,000. So if 43% of the people that watch me are not subscribed, I should be able to get there, you would think. But anyway, hey ho. So that just reminded me, because I saw Mandy's comment saying don't forget the thumbs up. Right, Lynn's saying, can you not weld objects? Not in Canva. You can't weld, Lynn. It's not... what am I trying to say? It's not, it's not like an SVG program, or it's not an electronic cutting machine program. It's basically like a graphics program. So you can't weld in Canva, but that's why I overlapped the cups before I printed them, to give the illusion of it being welded. Is that what you mean, Lynn, or have I just completely got the wrong end of your comment there? Leslie's saying you're working overtime tonight. I can hear your throat is getting dry. If you are going to take out a month's prescription on Canva, I will make a donation towards the cost. No, Leslie, that's lovely of you. Bless you. I know what you're like. No, the 30 day is a completely free trial. So what I'm thinking is, because obviously the last week and this week we've been using it, and while we're using it, I'm kind of thinking of more and more ideas or ways that we might be able to make use of it. So I think I might download the free version or take the free 30-day trial and just try it out and see. And if I think it's worth it, then I may subscribe, or I may just go back to using the free version, because like I said at the beginning, I've used this program for quite a few years and never felt the need to have to pay for it annually or as a monthly subscription. Use clear sticky back plastic on the whole sheet before you cut it. Works perfectly, Denise is saying. Okay, so there's another option for you. So clear sticky plastic, laminated sheets, or the Brother laminated sheets that you can buy. I thought the rabbit went bad. Obviously you're talking amongst yourselves and I've missed the comment. Haha, no bunny is good, someone's saying. Lynn saying you've answered it. Yes, thanks. I wondered if you can in the pro version. Again, Leslie, like I say, the pro version I think lets you save as an SVG. So whether it will then let you weld, I don't know. But in the free version, definitely not. Right, let's bring the mat back in and get this on the mat. So I'm just going to put this A4 sticker sheet on here. Let me get this box out of the way because it's taking up space on my desk now. Let me put this box back out of the way. And come back. Just going to get my spatula. And something else that dawned on me the other day as well. My blade that is in my ScanNCut is the original blade since I've had this machine. And I got this machine, it was either the end of November or like the very first couple of days in December of 2019, would it be, when it launched? That was the year it launched, wasn't it? Because last year was the COVID year. So yeah, so I've had this blade in my machine now for 15, maybe 16 months. I think it might be getting ready near for a change, but we're going to try it tonight and see what happens. So let's see if I can flip you over to the ScanNCut. And we're going to get the glare, aren't we? Let's take that up. So basically what I'm going to try and do now, I've got the stickers on the mat. I'm just going to load the mat into the machine, find my stylus, and I'm going to ask it to do a direct cut. But what I'm going to do, I think I might just try and see if it'll cut one first, just in case it wrecks my stickers, or I don't even know if it's going to pick them up with it being pale blue and it being night now and I've got all these lights on, but we'll see. So we'll go scan, direct cut, we'll say save anything into the machine, and we'll press start. And while that's doing that, I am going to have a drink. Just do a test cut to figure out blade depth. Each machine blade is going to be different. Yeah, especially on the CM models, because all those paper stickers on the blade housing seem to all be set at different things, weren't they? Okay, so you should see if I can zoom in. Let's move that. Hang on, moved it the wrong way. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to isolate the top row just for now, just to see what we get, see if it can pick them up. So I've asked it to do a direct cut. I've scanned it. I've isolated the top row. I'm going to say OK and see if it picks up the circles. I honestly don't know whether it will or not because I've not printed these. Oh, and it has. So what I want to do, I'm going to say OK, and I'm going to go into offset, and I'm just going to put a little 0.04 offset. And if I've left the spacing enough, hopefully I'll be able to apply an offset on all the others. But I honestly don't know if I've put, you know, my labels in Canva too close together on this piece of paper. So we're just going to try it and see. So I'm going to say OK. So worst case scenario, if I've put them too close, you know, then I might lose the second row down on my sticker sheet, but we'll see. OK, select, and I've already scanned it in, haven't I? So I just say cut, and I want half cut because there's stickers. So I'm going to go into the wrench. I'm going to scroll down and turn half cut on and say OK. So it now says half cut is on, and now I can press, oh, should have just pressed start, shouldn't I? So half cut's on and just press start. I don't want to move, hang on, let's see if we can. I'm going to say I don't want to move you, but I will move you. Let's just see what happens. Okay, so I'm going to flip you back to my desk, unload the mat, and let's see if it's got my stickers. And it has. Look at that. Can you see? And I have left enough room so that when I come to scan these now and ask it to put the 0.04 offset, I know that there's enough room top and hopefully bottom to do the rest of the sheet. So there is, let me see if I can zoom you in. There's my sticker. So how cool is that? And that's all been made through Canva and all the free elements that came with it. So I'm going to put that back on the sticker sheet, and then we'll go back to the machine. I'm going to hit the home button. Let's go back here, take you back up. So I'm going to say, yes, it's okay to delete all patterns. I'm going to put this back on the mat, load the mat. Just going to rub this down as it's going through. I'm going to say scan, direct cut, save into the machine and start. And I'm just going to rub this down as it's going through to make sure that it's on the mat properly. So let's just see what you're saying now. If you cut through both layers, they are a devil to get apart. Yeah, they are. Great, that's brilliant. Oh, how fantastic, amazing. Thank you. Right, this is all a learning curve. Thanks, Leslie. Leslie, you're welcome. Looks great. Thank you for spending your Easter Sunday night with us. Lots to learn tonight. Just got to try it now. Yeah. So basically what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to drag the handles down so they're not showing that top line now, because I've already cut them, haven't I? I've already put my offset line. I'm just going to drag the arrows down and isolate the rest of my little circles. I'm going to say OK. Just wait for it to pick up everything else that's on here. Learned lots tonight, got to try it out now. Yeah, thank you once again, Ashley. I have to go. Happy Easter. You're welcome, Maria. Okay, so I can see the rest of the circles on the screen. I'm not sure how well you're going to see this. If I try and zoom you in. There you go. So basically I use the arrows to isolate this area because I've already cut the top row. So I'm going to say OK. I'm going to go to offset, add the 0.4 again, and I can see this row here is a bit close, but I think there's enough to put the offset in. So I'm going to say OK, OK, select, cut. Half cut still on because it's just remembered I've already done that. I'm just going to say start, and then it's just going to now cut the rest of them for me, and I've got myself an A4 sheet of stickers that I can use when I send out all my, you know, mail and packages and all that kind of thing. But this doesn't have to be thank you, does it? Like, was it Leslie said earlier, you could put these on the back of your card, handmade by. These could just say happy mail. You know, you could use anything. Remember, all those shapes that are in Canva, you can squash right down to tiny. So that rabbit, we could take it really small and put it on a sticker. You know, you could use these for anything. I think the happy mail would be a good one, you know, just, or even, you know, if somebody put this sticker on an envelope to me and it said happy mail with this daisy on it, I'd love that. You know, so you could just make your own, just do whatever you want to do. So Leslie's saying you're a star, Ashley. Thank you so much for tonight. Need to go now. Catch up next week. Yeah, take care, Leslie. So while this is just cutting out my last row of my stickers, has anybody got any last minute questions or comments or suggestions? So Corinne's saying thank you, Ashley, another fantastic learning, enjoy the rest of Easter. Bye. Yeah, take care. Yes, Leslie, please do. Right, I'm going to say OK, unload the mat, bring this back in, and I'm just going to zoom out a little bit because it's a bit too zoomed in, that, isn't it? So there's my sticker sheet now. So I've got an A4 sticker sheet with 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24 stickers. How cool. And then I just need to, there's my second row, peeling, look, see they peel away. Nice and easy. They've not cut through the back. And these were just the plain sticker sheets I bought off eBay, I think I got them. If you just type in A4 sticker sheets, I have shown these before in a previous live, I think it was. So if you go back and look for stickers on my channel. So this is just like matte white paper, basically, with this yellow backing. Right, let's see what we're saying, and then I think it's time for me to go. Vicky's saying I like to put a sticker on the back of an envelope as a seal. Exactly, so you could put happy mail. You know, it doesn't have to be thank you, does it? You could put anything you want and just use the images that are in Canva. These are 1.5 inches I used, so you can see how many comfortably fit on an A4 sticker sheet if you did them at 1.5 inches. You could make them bigger, you could make them smaller. Patty's saying I need to go, beautiful day, so I need to take advantage get some yard work done. You're welcome, Patty. Another marathon tonight, but you've given us lots to try out. Thanks for your time, Ashley. Enjoy. Yeah, you're welcome, Sue. Another fab live, Ashley. So much to cram into my brain. My brain hurts. Yeah, same. If you have a Xyron sticker maker, yeah, you could use your Xyron. If you've got the Creative Station, the A4 size one, I used to use that to re-stick my Craft Robo mats when I first got my Craft Robo years ago. Yeah, you could use a Xyron. Mandy G saying, my mind's working overtime now. So many ideas. Love you showing us Canva. Brilliant. Thank you for all the great ideas, Ashley. Already upped my thumb. Oh, thank you, Vicky. Great idea, Vicky, for an envelope. Yeah. Thank you, Ashley. This is so good. Thank you for sharing this with us. I missed the introduction due to my screen going fuzzy, but I can catch up with that part. Yeah, hopefully, as I say, I came on and then I got literally the stream died instantly. So then I had to come back on again. So hopefully it should be being recorded and it should all be fine. Alison D saying thumbs up for Ashley. You're welcome. I set my CM550 to blade depth 1.5 and cut on pressure -1. Okay, so that's helpful for plain stickers not laminated. Okay, so anybody that's got a CM, if you're going to try stickers, try that, but always do a test cut first. You can always put a little test square or a circle, you know, somewhere down here on your page out of the way, and try Vicky's settings. So blade depth 1.5 and cut pressure -1. Thea's saying, thank you, Ashley. Really enjoyed today. Must play with this program. Take care, everyone. See you all next week. Yeah, okay. Right, so that's it. I think we've crammed a lot in again, but I felt after last week, I felt that there was so much that I didn't get to show you that we could make use of. And, you know, I made a teacup shaped card, but this could just be a 5x5 card. You could just put a 10x5 rectangle on and fill it full of elements and print it and cut it. You know, so it doesn't have to be a shape card. Just think of the possibilities. And, you know, it would, instead of drawing it, you know, drawing a greeting with a ScanNCut, you'd print your greeting out directly from Canva on the front of your card. So loads and loads and loads of options. Terry P saying, thank you again, Ashley. Great tutorial. Have a wonderful evening. Yeah, same to you, Terry. Take care. Yeah, happy Easter, everybody. Hi, Ellie. Thank you for watching me on the TV again. No problem. What a brilliant live. Thank you so much. Always learn so much. Thanks, Ashley. You're welcome, and you take care, Alison. Right, unless there's any quick last minute questions, I'm going to say good night. I'm going to say have a good rest of your Easter weekend, whatever you're all doing. And hopefully I'll see you next week. No idea what we're going to do next week, but we'll just see if anything comes to mind during the week. So yeah, just waiting to see if there's any, as I say, last minute quick comments or questions. Can't see anything popping up readily. So I think I'm going to end it here and I'm going to say goodbye and good night and